Collecting matters, oh yeah, I feel it. Little paper dreams and I just start dealing. From the corner store pools to the big glass cases.
Hey everyone, I'm Rock Kazadi and this is Collecting Matters. I'm here with Kai Stewart, 6-time champion in the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. And he's here directly after his fight, most recently in Tell Him Where At, how it went.
Yeah, I recently fought in Hollywood, Florida, down at the Hard Rock Live, my home away from home. Second win over there. But it was just this last Friday. I got to defend my belt for the 5th time. I'm the inaugural Featherweight World Champion. So like this belt has only been in the hands of one person. And that one person is King Kai Stewart. So it's pretty cool. Started at the bottom. They never believed in me, but now they have no choice but to.
Yeah, and we talked a little bit about legacy off camera on our way over here. I mean, how does that affect your vision for yourself in the league, and then why didn't that combat sports?
Well, you know, I didn't grow up this big fighter. You know, I wasn't a bare knuckle. I wasn't a street fighter. I'd never been in a street fight my entire life. I wanted to go to school to be a doctor. I had like I say 4.0 because the majority of my high school career was 4.0, and then it slipped right at the end because I started to just want to wrestle and fight. But then I went to college, still wanted to wrestle, didn't really want to take fighting seriously. I get an opportunity, and now, like, at first I thought, oh, fighting is going to be insane, fighting is going to be great, blah, 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 like I'm going to make a ton of money. And now it's just, how many times can I win? How good is Kai Stewart? Like, what can I really do? What can I really do with this? So it was about like making a bag, trying to get in, get out. Now I run this. I'm running this sport, man.
Yeah, and when you're running the sport, you're competing, and you told me you just got off of that, like, what was it, 12-week training cycle? So you're going through this 12-week training cycle. What's the one thing that kind of goes through your mind when you're fighting, when you're training, and also like you talked about, like, this belt has only been in the hands of one person. Like, that's something that you can't really falter on, you know?
Yeah, we work really hard in the off season, but I don't just work physically. I work mentally. I work with somebody, Mindset Mike. It's called the Unfair Advantage, and it's training your mind, because fighting really is a mindset game. Everybody's in physical shape. Whenever we were at the world champion level, everybody's in great shape. It's a game of 1%. So if we train our mindset as well, we can help just keep it at a flat road. There's no title, there's no fight that's bigger than another. Even if I get a super fight down the road that's worth a ton of money, I have to go in there and remember, like, you're not supposed to be here. Like, you were a wrestler your entire life. You weren't a boxer. Like, everything that you're doing with absolutely like no guidance. No, like, it's me. My girlfriend helps coach me. Yeah, I have a whole group of coaches, because none of them have been in a bare knuckle ring. It's all like, I'm the one with an hour and 12 minutes of fight time. So it's like, I get to make this up as I go. And it's just, I'm grateful. I got off topic there.
No, you didn't. We actually, just playing ball, athletic background as well. Like, we always said, be where your feet are. So, right. I mean, man, like, that's kind of something that goes through your mind?
Yeah.
Frequently?
So we want to have, I call it a flat road. You know, a lot of people battle life and athletics, competitions, anxiety as a roller coaster, you know? But if I can keep a flat road, frustrate my opponent, get in my opponent's head, make my opponent make decisions, and I have to take that away from them. I have to break them. Like, that's what's going through my head. Even in my fight camp, like, if my coach is broken at the end of practice because we were going hard, like super freaking hard, then that is what that's the goal. And that's what we did in the fight. That's what we do in every single one of my fights. And so yeah, what goes through my head, it's a flat road, man. We're just out doing our thing. We're out doing our thing, and we're blessed to have another day of competition.
Yeah, and you talk a little bit about getting in your opponent's head. You also talked about, you know, some of the social media stuff too, like, kind of mixes in there. I mean, tell me about that. So, like, outside of the actual sport, people sometimes forget there's a business around the sport. Like you just talked about, you know, if you're not the top fighter, you know, you're not really making a whole lot of money. What do you do outside of that, whether it's social media, sponsorships, partnerships? Yeah, tell us a lot about that.
So partnerships and sponsorships are very, very important. I have a couple in the back pocket of like, we're doing brand deals with Alpine Touch in Montana, but it's my own spice, cracked skull pepper. I have sponsors, Sing Contracting, Curgo, the online gambling company. So we do all that stuff, and I rep them as best as I can. But really, I'm a Montana boy, so I'm really trying to work my social medias and get myself to that next level. I want to bring as many eyes from outside of combat sports as possible. I hunt, I fish. I didn't have a media guy until recently, so now it's like we're really tightening things up, having true plans. So as soon as I'm back home, we're actually going to go do a huge. I think it might be my big claim to fame on social media. This is might be what surpasses my fighting, but we're gonna go on a big Montana fishing road trip. Okay, cool. And we're gonna live stream most of it, but then we're gonna also clip it, put it on YouTube, this and that, and really try to just get like as many clicks as possible. But we're geared up with tons of batteries. We have 2 different Starlinks. We're gonna just take off on the live streaming venture, but instead of doing like stupid stuff like a lot of these influencers are doing, I'm gonna go out and do some really cool like Montana fishing. The views are gonna be immaculate, like things that people in the middle of the city don't see every day.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think I've been on a fishing trip in a while.
Oh shit, hell yeah.
No, so I'll live through you. But okay, so you have the streaming, you have fishing, you're in a relationship. We talked about that earlier. So like you've got all this stuff outside of fighting.
Yeah.
How do you balance that? What's your time management? Like, what's your time off training look like?
Fortunately, but unfortunately, this last year, I took an 11-month layoff by no choice of my own. I am the most called out fighter. I'm the most talked about fighter in BKFC. But nothing truly just made sense. You know what I mean? There was nothing that made sense. We had a couple offers. And of course I say yes. I say yes. It doesn't matter who I'm fighting. I say you can send anyone you want, just don't send anyone you want back. So where I'm getting with this is typically I have about 6 months off. This last time I had 11 months off. So I really do my best to just be a human being first. Like I let my body completely heal. I won't be in the box. Like I'm going to lift and strength and conditioning because that's my claim to fame. I'm have the best cardio in combat sports, but for sure the BKFC. But we go out on the boat. We go out fishing. I force myself to compartmentalize, I think is the word. Maybe I pronounced that correctly. I'm a bare knuckle fighter. I'm punchy, okay?
Just fought, guys. Just fought.
Just fought. But it's really just a matter of forcing myself to take time off. I'm a world champion. I'm already at the top. I'm not saying that I'm not hungry because I am. I'm hungry to have a Montana ranch with a creek running through it. That's the goal. That's why I fight. But I'm not grinding. I haven't, I already did it. I did it. And I'm very good at what I do. I'm very good at game planning. I'm very good at making this sport up as I go. So yeah, whenever I take my time off, I can think of other things. And then 8 to 12 weeks, depending on when they let me know I have a fight, we lock back in, we do everything right, and go from there.
Yeah, I mean, and appreciate you being a part of this because, we're down here, we're shooting a commercial. Obviously, we got a little off time now. Talk about what does it mean to have a card of yourself and just having the time to be able to really get into that.
So I have to take this way back to Pee Wee football. The part of the photography packages that your parents can buy was a trading card. And I got one made. I really hope it's in my box. I'm going to try to find it just for funsies. But the point being is I always thought that was insanely cool. I've always thought that is what I like. I've always wanted to make cards for myself because it takes a while to get to the UFC. It takes a while to get to the top. Bare Knuckle didn't have them. I really wanted to get them out, but I was like, let's wait because official ones will come and they're going to be worth that much more. It's just if I do something, it's just whatever. It's not as cool as having a real drop. So we forced ourselves to wait, but I'm freaking pumped. I recently got into the whole trading card for other sports, but I did it because I did an Instagram page, Collectible Card Hub, for one of my big sponsors with Native Grown. He's the card collector. He collects the goats like Kobe, Jordan, LeBron, King Kai once the cards drop. So it's like I've gotten to live vicariously through him, but I see what cards can be worth. I see the cool designs that come through and like what cards there are, and it's like there's some cool stuff. And now that I get to be on it, next level. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be awesome. And with that, like, there comes the sales inside the card too. So like, and that's like, experiential collectibles, all that. How is that a little bit more exciting than a traditional collectible?
Well, it just expands the horizons. There's going to be information at the touch of a button or a scan of a QR code. I hear about a lot of the things that are coming with these cards, and it's new and it's fun, and it's going to get the new age people, like people my age, more into trading cards. I know that I'm newer to the space, but the more I go along, the more I kind of see that it's somewhat of an older community type of thing for like the traditional cards, especially like in baseball, that kind of stuff. Football cards, there's more. NBA, there's more, but I think like with something new to like click on, you can go through, scroll, you could see stats, you could see products, you could see like, 'cause people care. People care. Once they get it, memorabilia is what is going to help expand BKFC as a whole, because it gets people excited about something. And right now they're excited about the fights. It's the most exciting sport in the world. Now they can collect part of that digitally and with traditional cards. It's going to be really fun.
Yeah, and even when we're talking, I feel like the excitement about the fights, your background in wrestling, just being one of the first people to do this, like, it all feels like it comes from that underdog sort of mentality. Like you said it a couple of times, like, I'm not supposed to be here, like, be where your feet are. That's all stuff you have to tell yourself when you're chasing something. So does that Montana underdog style still kind of stick with you?
Yeah, I'm always going to be an underdog. I opened as a minus 500 favorite, but at no point did I believe I was a 500 favorite. Like we got to, this goes way back. Like I had a mom who was a single truck driver who made sure that we struggled, but she made sure that I was able to go to tournaments. She found a way to make it happen. I get to see that hard work as a kid. I get to look up to that. And then fast forward, Montana wrestling season is in the middle of winter. Montana sucks, -50 at points. So we wake up at 5 a.m. practice and -50, like that builds character. So 100%, it's definitely an underdog story from where I came from, but there's no looking back. And like I said before, like the main goal, the reason I'm fighting, the reason I see extra dollar signs in fighting is because I want a Montana ranch with a creek running through it. And once we get there, we know that we made it and we're no longer an underdog. But until that day happens, like, we're going to treat ourselves like an underdog. We're going to stay hungry. I'm going to keep working my ass off, and I'm going to rep this company and make, like, I love it. I bleed black and yellow, man. Like, I am ready to help take this company to the moon, because it is the most exciting sporting product on planet Earth, in my opinion. In my opinion, but I have a pretty important opinion, in my opinion.
What is it? a couple of million people agree with you, so I don't think it's
exactly.
But yeah, man. So I wanted to get into the trash talk too, like just like get into
Let's get into it.
Like, we talk about the underdog, we talk about where you come from and that grit that you have to have. Like, with a lot of the guys I've met, play with, like, a lot of that trash talk is like internally, it's how they hype themselves up. Like, it gets them active, How is that for you?
I like, I'm going to go back to the Mindset Mike thing. Like, I really do keep it at a flat road, but I know for a fact that I'm not going to be bothered by anything anybody says. So let them talk. So if I get them talking, I know they're going to be frustrated. I feel like I have a much more bulletproof mindset than a lot of these guys, and it shows. I also grew up in the Call of Duty era, in the Call of Duty group chats. Okay, like we gotta be really careful, because like that was brutal. These guys nobody's safe. Like, and plus, think of it. Like, some people are like, oh, you're gonna look stupid if you lose, and it's like, well, for one, I'm in the most dangerous, exciting sport in the world. So it's like, and there's human referees, human judges. Like, shit happens. But in Call of Duty, how many people talk so much shit, get killed, and still talk shit? I'm one of those. So it's like, that's kind of where it definitely comes from, and it's just fun. I get to think of one-liners. I get to repeat one-liners from some of the GOATs, like Chael Sonnen. You can send anyone you want, just don't send anyone you want back, you know? So all that kind of stuff is just really fun, and that's what gets clicks. That's what gets fans excited. So somebody had to do it. I guess I'm the chosen one. I guess I'm the chosen one for the shit talk because nobody does it like me in the BKFC.
Yeah, and that rhymes. Great job. But okay, it sounds like, and you can tell me if I'm taking it far, is like you want BKFC to enter like that pop culture, like mainstream almost, like, because you think about the greatest trash talkers of all time. I'm gonna just name them off, but these are mine. You've got MJ. He did that for basketball. Like, you can throw Larry Bird in there too. AI. All the greats. One thing they did well was trash talk. Then you go WWE. You can even talk about Shawn Michaels, like those guys, you know. So. He'd even, what do you, like Tiger Woods, very respectful trash talker, but you know, he was talking it. Yeah, you knew. If you knew, you know. So, like, do you think that plays a role in like you building that persona as like the one and only?
Yeah. See, you have to have haters. If you don't have haters, you're only getting one-sided clicks, and you don't have the arguments in the comments section. You don't have like controversy. Controversy makes the biggest superstars. As for wanting BKFC to enter mainstream pop, like mainstream, like 100%. Like as soon as we just need more eyes on it. It takes people to watch BKFC one time, and like maybe it's too brutal for some people. I'm not going to sit here and say everybody will love it, but we love violence. People love the biggest hits in football. People love the biggest crashes in NASCAR. All right, let's cut straight to the mustard, take the gloves off, and have the most exciting, most dangerous, most brutal sport in front of millions of eyes. And I think that that's going to go a long way. And yeah, it's a good day to be the king, a good day to be the heel in the organization, because whenever this thing pops off, I'm going to be the one front and center.
And you talk about the heel. That's a wrestling term. Like, back to it. For the people who don't know, like, can you talk about like the heel? What was the other one? The other not breaking, like, you know, character. The you know what I'm talking about, right?
Selling?
Kayfabe. Kayfabe, right?
Kayfib?
Yeah, kayfabe. You guys know what I'm talking about? Okay, well, we'll cut that. Yeah. But talk to me a little bit about the wrestling terms and like how that kind of incorporates into your mythos.
So I didn't really know about that until I started hanging around a bunch of the people in BKFC or WWE guys, WWE fans, former pro wrestlers, especially some of the guys like Brian Sosha, some of the bigger personalities. And they started saying, yeah, you're the perfect heel. You have a mustache. You talk shit. You back it up. You this, you that. You're not afraid to talk shit. I'm like, so I started digging into it. I'm like, wow, I really am the bad guy. I'm the youngest champion in BKFC history. At one point, I was the youngest fighter in BKFC history. Some 18-year-old did it for 2 fights and quit because he couldn't handle it. But yeah, how I ended up being like somebody who wanted to be a doctor, genuinely wanting to help people for the rest of my life, and then now I'm the heel. But now I'm getting it because I'm the heel. I'm getting a bigger and bigger platform. Like, I'm not afraid of these guys. Like, I'm like, so everybody that is coming across, like, I'm gonna talk my shit. Like, I called Mr. Guy that's fighting tonight Pinocchio. He's for obvious reasons. Like, I'm not afraid to do it. And the heel typically, like, look at Conor McGregor. You have to get those, like, a fine line between people that love you, people that hate you. And if you get just a little bit more people that hate you, you're like the bad guy. The heel's the bad guy. That's what we're doing.
Love it. And what's a few moments of your career that's defined you?
So my first title defense against Howard H.D. Davis, he's a guy with like over 350 amateur boxing matches, and he was a powerhouse in the BKFC. I made him cry on the stool. I didn't know what I was doing at all, but we trained. We had a game plan. I went in there, all gas, no brake. I ate his biggest shots. He didn't hit me that hard that many times, but he caught me a couple times. But we literally made that dude 6'4" at 145 pounds. I'm 5'7" and 3/4, so just under 5'8". And like, we made him cry on the stool. Everybody counted me out. I was like a plus 375 underdog. And just, I dominated him. Another moment, would probably have to be this last fight. Like I took a shot that'll knock out a lot of people in the first 10 seconds. That's what happened to my face, by the way. They say, look at the other guy. Well, he was unscathed, just so everybody knows. It was messed up. But nah, I had to dig deep and battle adversity super early. I had no vision in my left eye for 2 whole rounds, but I still outlanded him 233 to 80. Like, so I almost 3x'd his punch count, and I did that with one eye for half the fight. And in the second round, I outthrew him 55 to 5. So that was a defining moment. Not only did that show that I could battle from like being down on the scorecards, because I was 0-1. Like, he won the first round, no big deal. But I also took a big shot. Everybody thought he was going to knock me out. Everybody says, Kai's chin hasn't been tested. Kai, like, whatever. And I ate it. I walked forward, put a smile on my face, and put on a show.
Yeah. And speaking of the show, where do you kind of see the future in 5 years? Tell us a little bit about that.
So in the age of social media, it took the UFC probably a solid 10 to 15 years to really catch their stride. I'd say probably closer to 15 years. Once they got Ronda Rousey, once she came in, is where we really started to explode. I mean, John Jones really brought a lot of eyes, but in terms of personalities, it was Ronda Rousey and Conor McGregor. And that's what really took the UFC over the edge. Now that we have social media, we have characters like myself. Lorenzo Hunt is a scary dude. We have Leonardo Perdomo from Cuba. We have a bunch of personality. We have easy access to social media now. I see the next 5 years for BKFC. We're not here to compete with the UFC. We're a different sport. So I just think that we're going to be on a pedestal like the UFC. They call boxing the sweet science. We're the sweeter science. We don't have big old puss cushions to cover our face. We have to cut angles. We have to block with our bare fists. Like we have to just be a little bit better. So it's like we're going to get the respect we deserve. We're new. We're 8 years. The organization itself is 8 years old, but it doesn't just end there. The whole sport, legalized bare knuckle fighting, is only 8 years old. So where we've come in 8 years, 5 years, it's just going to exponentially grow. For myself, in 5 years, we're going to be established as hopefully the greatest bare knuckle fighter of all time. And I'm not even sitting here saying that I'll be undefeated, but I will be one of the most respected. I'm going to be one of the most active. I'm going to do my very best to be undefeated. I don't see anybody in my weight class that's going to come anywhere close to me, but cuts happen. Doctors can stop the fight, this and that. So we just got to surrender to the outcome, put a smile on our face, put on a show, and kings never die. Kings never die, and that's what I see for the next 5 years.
Man, well, I appreciate you talking to me, and with that, thanks for being on Collecting Matters. Thanks for working with OES, and looking forward to the future in the next 5 years, next 10.
Yeah, let's go. 10 years is a lot in bare knuckle, but I'm down. Thank you for having me, and I can't wait to see what we can do with the trading cards. Can't wait.
I appreciate your time, brother.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Collecting matters.